Hi guys, a very warm welcome to this video. In this video we're going to discuss how children are taught in schools in UK. What is the document that is followed by all schools and who set up that document? Who decides what subjects are going to be taught at what age? Children in UK start nursery at the age of 3 and they finish school at the age of 16, and then they start sixth form, which is which can be done in the colleges as well, up to 16 to 18 years old. We're going to talk about what is the national curriculum and who decides it, who reviews it, and what is the purpose of it. Let's go through it. In UK, all schools, all state schools have to follow a national curriculum. National curriculum is a document that is created and reviewed and updated by government, and schools have got a requirement, they have to follow it. Now, national curriculum is a document that all schools have to follow in UK in order to prepare the children for later on in their life. They need to be able to handle the opportunities, experience and responsibilities in their life. So in this document, they decide what subjects are going to be taught at what age and for what duration in week during throughout the whole year. So this national curriculum is taught in key stages. Key stage is the legal term that is used in UK. There are 5 different key stages. Key stage 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, let's talk about early years. Early years starts from 3 years old. Children at the age of 3 go to nursery. It's not a full time, they do usually 3 hours. And at the age of 4 they enter the full-time education under early years. Early years is taught in infant schools. It's not taught by teachers. You don't have to be a qualified teacher to work in early years, and that is heavily pastoral based. The children are looked after. They are taught some literacy and numeracy and PHSE, and I will talk about PHSE later on in this video. What does this mean? Key stage 1 is from age of 5 to 7. At the age of 5, children are moved to key stage 5, year 1 and year 2. Key stage 1 is also taught in primary school, which is the infant school part of the primary school, and that is taught by qualified teachers, and students are taught all the national curriculum subjects. When we talk about national curriculum subjects, the English, Maths and Science, which is literacy, numeracy and science, are the core subject, and that's a main part of the curriculum. And they're also taught some of the PHSE, citizenship and music at this stage. Pastoral care is also quite extensive at key stage 1, so making sure the children at this age are have access to intensive and pastoral care. They're well looked after in schools. Schools have got the system in place in order to provide the pastoral care that is needed by the children at this age. After key stage 1 or after year 2 at the age of 7, children take assessment, which is SAT, national assessment, and then they move on to key stage 2. Let's talk about key stage 2 now. Key stage 2 is from year 3, year 4, year 5 and year 6. So it's totally 4 years study children do at key stage 2. Quite a long key stage, and they get assessment at the end of key stage 2, which is a year 6. And year 6 is also end of the primary school as well. The children are getting ready in key stage 2 to go to secondary school, which is in year 7. Subjects taught in key stage 2 are core subjects, English, Maths and Science, and also geography, history, music, citizenship, PHSE and physical education, which is PE, which is PE, a practical based subject in primary schools. PE actually is also taught at Key Stage 1 as well for children, and also reception at nursery as well for children at such a young age. During this Key Stage 2, students are also introduced to a language, which is could be a French or Spanish or German, depending on school to school. Majority of the school offers French. Some schools offer Spanish at Key Stage 2. There are also opportunities for lifelong learning in Key Stage 2. Children are quite often taken out of the classroom to extend their learning experience. That includes the trips to the outside world. Students are also taken at this Key Stage, as a part of Key Stage 2, students are also taken to a trip where they do at least minimum of 1 or 2 nights stay, camping, or usually some activities they explore. At the end of Key Stage 2, students do the SATs, which is English and Maths are the national test they set throughout the country. Children there is a date sheet for all students, all children. They sit in exam and they marked outside externally, not by the class teachers. For science, there are teacher assessments. They are taken by the teachers, and a grade is given to the students. At the end of Key Stage 2, students leave primary school and they are ready for their transition to secondary school, which is Year 7. Let's talk about Key Stage 3 now. Key Stage 3 starts at Year 7. It's a 3 years program. National curriculum provides a 3 years program for Key Stage 3. That's the first year. Year 7 is the first year of the secondary school in UK, and which is a transition year as well. The students are smoothly transited to secondary schools, where they do explore the school on their own for the first 2 to 3 days. It means rest of the school is not in, just Year 7 students, so they feel more comfortable. Secondary schools are a lot more bigger in strength and higher, like each year group has got roughly about 210 and minimum of 200 students. That's one year group. And then so you've got different year groups in a secondary school as well. Then at secondary school, at Key Stage 3, they take mainly Maths, English and a Science. They are the core subject, and students also take Music, Design and Technology, PE, Physical Education and a Language as a part, Geography and History as a Humanities. Also throughout the Key Stage 2 is not as much importance, but there is introduction of religious education, and some aspect of sex education is given to the students. In secondary school is also the same. You got religious education, which is like only once a week, I think, maybe an hour, one lesson of an hour within a week or fortnightly. But the main subjects are English, Maths, Science, which is taught in secondary school as a physics, chemistry and biology, Maths, English and Music, Design and Technology. In Design and Technology, they do cooking, they do technology, they do electronics, and they also do designing work and resistant material electronics. And there is also one language over the 3 years for students to learn. That is compulsory. All students will learn one language, either French or Spanish or German. At the end of Key Stage 3, there are no SATs. It used to be years ago, now about 10-12 years back, those SATs or the exams are being scrapped. There's no exam after that. The students move into Year 10, which is Key Stage 4. Now let's talk about Key Stage 4. Key Stage 4 is 2 years program. In Key Stage 4, students learn English, maths, physics, chemistry, biology. Then they choose, these are the 3 core subjects. They have to do that, there's no option. And in addition to these, there is physical education as a compulsory and religious education. It's only in some schools, not every single school. And then the students got a choice. They can choose either one language as an option, either French or German or Spanish. They can choose one subject out of humanities like geography or history. They can choose one music or drama if they want to. They can choose cooking and food technology as a GCSE. They can choose electronics, resistant material. They can choose art if they want to. And they can also do another physical education subject if they want to. There's a choice. Different schools, usually they give a pathway of students. They offer set of subjects, so you can do this set or this set and this set depending on what children want to do. And then what main subjects are the core subject, which is maths, English and physics, chemistry and biology. At the end of GCSE, at the age of 16, are the big exams they do. They do take 3 exams of maths, 4 exams of English and 6 of science, and then 2 exams of each subject of their own choice. Different students will have different optional subjects, they call them options. And then at the end of Key Stage 4, they've been given grades, which are the numbers. So 9 is the highest grade, and 1 or 2 is the lowest grade. It used to be letters like A, B, C, D, but now it's numbers, so 7, 8, 9. It's very, very difficult to get grade 9, and 8 is very challenging. Each year, it doesn't matter which exam board you use. There are different exam boards for GCSE for Key Stage 4 only. Up to Key Stage 3, national curriculum is the same. Even in Key Stage 4, national curriculum is the same, but there are some different exam boards, and different subjects choose their own exam boards, but the syllabus is the same. They have to choose, like they have to follow national curriculum, each exam board. And they do their own grading, which is very competitive, or it's just standard, you know, that you have to have this much percentage to get this grade, this much percentage to get this grade. After Key Stage 4, the core subjects restrictions are lifted. Students are free to choose their own 3 subjects only, what they want to do. There is no restrictions for English or English literature or maths or physics or chemistry or biology or art. They can do whatever they want to do. Key Stage 5 is also taught in colleges here. Key Stage 5 also introduced a lot of vocational subjects like media studies, etc., or applied science. The students do, and health and social care. And health and social care is also at the GCSE as well. Childcare, or different pathways for students to take their career onwards in Key Stage 5. And after Key Stage 5, majority of the subjects are exam based on there, and there are some subjects they do work on coursework, and then students progress to university and pursue their career. Hope you like this information. Any questions, please put in a comment box. I'll do my best to answer each and every question for you. And hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.